Hey guys, it's Dylan. I am losing my voice, and today I am here with a Cube video. Now, from the latest Cube puzzle crate, sorry, it is currently the 21st of December, so I should be getting my new one in about 2-3 days. But this is from November's crate, and they named it as Timur's Gear Skewb Extreme, which I guess is supposed to be moved like that. But as Timur calls it, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, he calls it the Geared Compy Cube. And as people in his videos comments call it the Geared Ready Cube. And that's pretty much what I'm going to refer to it as, because that's a cube that I have that I know how to solve, that reminds me of how to solve this. Now, I've solved this twice now, and I'm going to scramble it up for you. Well, and then I'm going to guide you through on how I solve it. Now, I will say that you can turn these corners by 120 degrees just by themselves, doing 8 turns around. By turns, meaning this little centerpiece here being this piece and that little smaller piece. It goes around, and it goes around 8 times for the corner to rotate 120 degrees. Now, if you want it to rotate clockwise, so the green color would be up, you would turn it counterclockwise. And the reason for that is because that when you turn it 4 times, let me show you. I'm going to show you on this corner instead because it's on my right side, it's easier. So there's one being the piece comes up, 2, 3, 4. Now, what happens is the fact that this corner turns clockwise 120 degrees, but these 3 edges that it manipulates flipped 180 degrees. So that's why you need to turn it 8 times to fix that. So technically it's turning 120 degrees twice. So that's why if you wanted to go counterclockwise, you would turn it clockwise 8 times. Now, these pieces right here are the corner centers, is what I'll call them. I'm going to refer to them as the centerpieces, I guess. Yes, I know that there is an official centerpiece, but just like in the Ready Cube or the Mosaic Cube or the, I don't know, cubes, the corners pretty much are easily dictating which side is which. Like the corners here do not move, so the face that shares all the yellow corner stickers is the yellow side, so it's not hard to dictate it from that. I have not seen a video on how to solve this yet, and I'm pretty sure this has been out for about 2 or so years. So this is going to be my video on how to solve it. You have to excuse the camera autofocusing. I'm going to pause the video, scramble it, and I will help you through it. And I'm back. I only spent a couple of minutes, or not a couple of minutes, like a minute scrambling this, but it doesn't matter because I'm pretty much going to solve it the same way as I normally would. Now, something that I did forget to mention is the fact of these little triangle pieces right here. This is pretty much the edge. While this is the cog for it, this piece right here is the actual edge. So this is the piece that you want to fit in there. So if you know how to solve a Ready Cube and a Mosaic Cube, then that's pretty much all you really need to know. Now, I'm not going to worry about cog rotation until after I've solved it. And I'll worry about that afterwards as a form of parity situation. And you'll see how well I go through it. It's not going to be it's not going to be the best, but it's a simple way of doing it. So I already have this green and orange edge here placed correctly with the corners as well. So what I'll do is I'll just rotate. Actually, I have this red and green one here, so I'll move that out of the way first. Okay, do you not want to move? Why do you not want to move? Probably that piece right there. Cool. So I'll move that out of the way before fixing the corner and then rotating this back. So now I already have the two edges. I'm not worried about the corner rotation. I'm at the end just going to cheat and pop them off, because if you can just rotate it by 120 degrees easily, then I'm not going to waste time doing it because I already showed you and told you how. So I'm going to solve it with the green on the bottom because that's just how everything seemed to have organized out. I have this green and white edge here that needs to go here, and white needs to go on the bottom. So if I rotate it this way, I can't just, actually no, white does not need to go on the bottom. I am stupid. Green needs to go on the bottom. So if you were to follow this edge here and you were to follow where it would go, if you were to rotate it in, it would go here. Now with solving the ready cube or the mosaic cube, you would open up the slot so that the piece it needs to go to is right here, and you would slide the piece in. And then once you slide the piece in, you just rotate it back in. And then you have the piece in there. Now for the green and yellow piece, again, you do the same thing. The green piece needs to go here and then to here. So you move this piece up to here, like so, and then you just slide this green piece right into here. I'm not sure how well you guys can see it, but I'm going to assume that you guys have at least some knowledge of what you're doing and some knowledge of the video that you were watching. So here is the completed green side. I know this corner's wrong. I know this is not rotated right and this is not rotated right. I'm going to worry about that at another point. Next I'm going to put in the sides, and I'm going to first put all the, blue corner centers up first, and worry about all the pieces later, because once you have all of these in place, you'll know how to place in things. Now I'm going to take a little shortcut that I might be regretting in the future, but this white and blue piece is already in, so I'm going to fix this corner first. And then put this back in, so I don't have to worry about putting that in later, but I'm probably going to have to because that's the nature of this puzzle. I will say that at first the cube is very hard to turn, but the more you turn it, the easier it is to turn. It pretty much, I'll say it lubricates itself. Like there are some corners that are still annoying to turn, and then there are other corners that turn relatively easily. So let's see. We have this white and red piece here, and it needs to go into here. So what we'll do is we'll bring the white and red, or we'll bring where it needs to go up. So I'll put this on the table. We'll put where it needs to go up, and then we'll take the piece and put it into that one slot, and then bring it back down, putting the white and red piece where it needs to go, and then we'll rotate this one back down. And we have this, the orange and white piece here that needs to go in this. Now again, the white needs to follow from here to there. So just like solving it with the green side, we'll bring the place it needs to go into up, and then we'll rotate the piece in. We'll bring it down and rotate the piece back up. Now notice why I didn't mess with this, which is a good thing. Not the best thing, but it's a good thing. So now this piece needs to go into here, and this piece needs to go into here. So if we were to play our cards right, we can rotate this one up where it needs to go into. We'll rotate this up and put it in the right place. And instead of having to do one more switch around, we'll just rotate the blue and orange. That's blue, never mind. Okay, so rotate that down. Completely forgot what I was trying to do here. Now we need the yellow and orange piece to go in. Now we already have these two pieces in, so I don't want to mess with that. But we don't have this orange and blue one in. So I'll put it into a position where I can rotate it to a piece that's not filled in, like this one. So I'll rotate that piece to knock the piece that we need to work with out of the way, and then rotate it into the slot and rotate it up. Now, I didn't mean for it to work like that, but the blue and orange piece got in, and the red and blue piece got in. So, by the order of cubes, or by the laws of cubes, every piece should be in its place. And you can see blue, 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 all yellow, all green, all white, all red, and all orange. Now, all that really needs to be done is the cog rotation. Now, as I said, I am not the smartest in terms of doing this, so I'll go with a corner that makes sense, like this one. Pretty much what I do is I'll just rotate it until the cogs are rotated correctly, like how that one is now rotated correctly. Normally I'll try to get more than one done at a time, but from experience that's not the best idea. But you definitely want to have them all be like next to each other, so that when you're working with it, you're working on one layer and not three. So I'll rotate these two in first. I know I'm going to rotate this one out, but if I get these two in, then I'll be okay. Because as I said, it's easier, not what I wanted. It's easier working with one layer instead of two or three. So if you were to solve the puzzle the way that I'm showing, clearly you'd have a lot to of turnings to do. Now, something that I've come across that I've figured out in my first solve is like with something like this, it needs to rotate two cogs clockwise. So if you were to take it and move it this way to pieces that have not been put in yet, it needs to rotate 2 cogs clockwise. So the orange is going to be facing that way, and the black bar is going to be facing like that. So if you know which way to rotate it, which I don't, so I'll just randomly rotate it until it fits the way that I need it to fit. Now this is something that I'm going to do for the very end of the solve. Okay, so I wrote no, yeah, maybe, yeah, that should be fine. No, okay. So I was second guessing myself. See, you can use this one as a reference because we already know that this one is in. The camera's over there. This is a 1 notch clockwise out. So we'll know it's in when it's 1 notch clockwise out. Now, when I first did the solve, see there's 1 notch clockwise out, and then we rotate it back, and it's in perfectly fine. Now, of course, this has actually been put in, but this one's flipped and that one's out. So I'm going to worry about getting these pieces in, the center pieces rotated in correctly. and worry about the top pieces last because of how I do. Now, if you can remember which way the cogs rotate, because I think if I were to rotate the corner clockwise, the cog will rotate 1, 2, 3 counterclockwise. So I'm going to try to see if I remember that correctly. It's essentially, yeah, that just did it the wrong way I needed. But I feel like this is going to be better in the short term. Actually, no, it's not, because I already know what I'm doing. So we already know that it has to be 4 from that spot, so that's 2. 3. And then this upcoming 4th one, it should be correctly in place. 4. Now I'm going to I'm going to pop this corner off because it's a lot easier than rotating it. I'll do it for once. I'll do it once just to show you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And because I don't want to have the video be extra long by doing that, I'll just pop them off and do them myself. Like this one here, just gonna pop them off. They pop off really easily, so they'll just come off on their own, which is good, so you don't get parity. Good being like it can just be twisted. Then I'll worry about this piece. This needs to go 1, 2, 3 counterclockwise. So I'll turn this clockwise and see if that works. And it would have been faster to go the other way around because I was just 1 off that from there. So if you're going, so again, I'll reiterate that if you're going to solve this the way that I'm solving this, expect to do a lot of rotations. Then this one needs to turn clockwise, so I'll turn the corner counterclockwise. Yeah, so depending on which way you want it to go, it goes, what, 3? One, 2, 3. Yeah, it goes 3 in the opposite direction. So if you want to go counterclockwise, sorry, you rotate the cog clockwise. So if you want to do counterclockwise, you turn the corner counterclockwise. And it goes by 3. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now all of these pieces are in the right place, but they're all rotated wrong. Now I will show you what I did previously, like initially, and I'll use this piece for example. The way that I did this was pretty much what I already showed you with rotating just that one piece. So we need this to go 1, 2 counterclockwise. So when it goes 1, 2 counterclockwise, again, we can just use this as an example. It's 1 click off counterclockwise. So we want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I'm not even going to try to shortcut it. But remember how many times you turn it. 1. No, okay. 1, 2, 3. See, that's definitely not right. 4. And this needs to be rotated back now. and that was not in correctly. So need to rotate it more. Okay. Oh, I see where I screwed up. So it should either be it should be either 2 or 4 turns off. So there's 2. And there we go. And I know that was either 2 or 6 turns off. Sorry, I said 4. It's 2 or 6 turns off because it was halfway. So 2 turns rotates at 90 degrees. 4 turns rotates at 180. And that's pretty much all you really need to know. Now, I know that this is off kilter by 90 degrees. And because I was rotating this counterclockwise, if I rotate it counterclockwise again by twice, then it's going to be in, and this piece needs to be off, so I'm going to take a shot in the dark and rotate this counterclockwise still by 2. So that put this piece in order, and turn that back. Now that was just a shot in the dark, and that did not work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to map out how far this needs to click off, and that only needs to go counterclockwise once. So if it needs to go counterclockwise once, that means this black part is going to move here to here, and the green is going to be facing up. And that is the exact mirrored way. So I know that if I go 3 clockwise, it's going to rotate it in correctly, because the whole turning it 4 times inverts it. 2, 3, 4. I think I was completely wrong in this regard. Yeah, whatever. 4, 5. Oh, I'm stupid. Cool, 5. Okay, so I was 1 off. Now all 3 of these are rotated out. This is not what I got before, but I know for a fact that if I just rotate it, oh, this one's off by 90 degrees. This one's off by 1 counterclockwise, and this is off by 1 counterclockwise. So I have a strong suspicion that one of these will not line up. Yeah, okay. So this is what I got before. I'm gonna click that off and click it back. Click back, I say. There we go. Now this is what I got before, and we're pretty much going to do the same thing 1,000 times. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take the one on the outside and you're going to bring it in. You could just rotate this one first, but I find it easier and smarter to do it this way. So you need to know how far it needs to go. It's going 1, 2, 3 clockwise. So if you need to go 1, 2, 3 clockwise, I already know for a fact that if you rotate this, the corner piece clockwise 1 time around, it should be in. The corner is not the best to turn. And then when you rotate it back, it's in. So now you already know that you rotate it out once, so you're going to rotate it back once. Oh, that's new. That's something I did not get. Well, this is something new for me. It is out by 90 degrees. Well, no matter. I'll just do the same thing. Because it probably did bring up some form of parity by me just popping on and off corners. But I'm not going to worry about that at this moment. So I shall do the same thing again, because that is exactly how I solved it the first time, and I believe the second time. So now I have these two out, so I'm going to rotate this down. Now, note it needs to go clockwise, so I'm going to rotate it counterclockwise, because I think that's how it's going to work. I'm going to rotate it counterclockwise twice. And that goes in, and you can tell that all of these are the same because all the, I don't know, and then rotate it back twice, once, twice. Oh my god, what the hell? Oh, I see. I see what I'm doing. I'm just rotating it by 90 degrees each time I do that. So, if I were to do the same process twice more, then I would get it solved. But I'm going to try to do it a little faster route, because I know of one way of doing it. I believe it's these two that get switched. But if you were to do a 3 cycle, taking this one, putting it to here, taking that one, putting it to here, then so you're going down, down, up with it. Down, down, up, up, and then you take the one on the right and you turn it over to this side to put it to the back. So you went down, down, up, up, and then you rotated this one over here. I did that for your sake. And then you rotate it to where the one that you just turned up is onto the left, and you pretty much put it in as if normal, meaning you're taking this piece and you're bringing it down, and then this goes down, up, up. That did not work, and then this goes up. Switch that. I was messing around with this the first time, and that's pretty much the way that happened. I'm just going to recycle it, doing this, and I'm pretty much switching it up, so I'm going down with the right side first, instead of going down with the left side when I'm undoing it, to see if that has the desired effect I need. So far this one's in, so if I put it in like normal, we'll see if it worked. See, this piece is already in. And if the blue and white is rotated in correctly, then this piece will be rotated in correctly. Cool. So if I'm not sure about, I don't remember how to do it if you have two adjacent edges swapped or flipped, sorry, 180 degrees flipped. But if you have two opposites, you put them front and back. You turn the back one to the left. So the ones that are flipped from the beginning is your front and your left. And then you do down, down, up, up on the right, left, right, left. Then you fix this. You fix this corner by putting it back. Then you rotate it and you put it in as if normal by opening the slot, putting the piece in, closing the slot, and then returning the piece. So that was my solve, or that was my walkthrough, I guess it would be, of Timmer's GearCube Extreme. That's what I'm going to title it, because that's what it is. That's what it says on the puzzle crate. I will put in parentheses, the Compy cube, because that's what he calls it. So yeah, I hope you guys were able to sit through this 30-minute video. I do know what I'm doing, clearly. This is the first puzzle that I believe I ever actually solved by myself without help, and I'm really proud about that. I'm sure if any one of you were able to solve it by yourself, you'd be really proud about that too. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe down below. It doesn't really matter to me, and I will see you guys next time.